U.S. Arab Radio Network is the largest Arab and Muslim radio network in America, broadcasting throughout the Midwest region Monday through Friday on WNZK AM 690. U.S. Arab Radio features Arabic and English language programming on every topic, from health, food, and culture to government, politics, and legal issues. Listen live to U.S. Arab Radio in Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, and Windsor, Canada on WNZK AM 690. And in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia on WDMV 700 AM. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So join us every day on the U.S. Arab Radio Network and check out our website at www.arabradio.us.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with U.S. Arab Radio. We have a great show for you today. It's a Friday. It's a little bit cloudy outside, but overall, I'm not complaining. You know, other places are swamped with snow, so it's really nice. Thank you for being with us. I'm sure by now you have heard about the protesters who came to Dearborn to protest against the community because they are Muslims, or because we have Muslims living in the community. And the protests drew a loud reaction from the local people. And after the protesters attempted to burn the Quran, Islam's holy book, and, you know, to just do stuff that should not be done in America. I understand it's a freedom, but freedom doesn't give you the right to really insult people and then disrespect their beliefs. You know, why would somebody travel all the way from Florida to vilify someone's faith and beliefs? I never understood that. You know, and then I hope that I wanted to bring up the subject because I would love for this community to be level-headed and understand that people have a right to do whatever they want to do, even if they want to be vile. You know, don't be under the feel like you have to respond to it. Just let them be. And with us this morning is Dawud Walid, Executive Director of the Michigan Chapter of CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations. Good morning, Mr. Walid, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Khalil.
So I'm sure you've heard, and I'm sure I don't know whether your office received any complaints or tell us a little bit first, so people will be familiar with what you do as an organization.
Well, CAIR Michigan is a branch of America's largest civil liberties and religious rights organizations in the United States of America. CAIR was started 31 years ago in Washington, D.C., and it's all across the United States. The Michigan office has been open since the year 2000, and our office, we do proactive work as regarding to education as far as sensitivity trainings in regards to Muslims and Islam. We also do some work as far as policy and try to affect positive policies for our community and stand against negative ones. And then the third and probably most important part is that we have attorneys on our staff in which we represent the community in legal actions, litigation in regards from workplace discrimination to also it's been increasing in recent months, but as far as on immigration issues of people facing deportation unjustly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, this is not the first time a group of people come to Dearborn to protest against the community. Is that correct?
There's actually a prolific history that goes back a long ways, almost 20 years. I mean, our community has been confronted with Westboro Baptist Church that came outside of Islamic Center of America almost 20 years ago. Then there was Pastor Terry Jones that came into the community twice, and he also, threatened to burn the Quran. There's been armed protesters, that have come into our community, with assault weapons, assault rifles, and shotguns in the community. So this is nothing new. What we just saw a couple of days ago is just the latest in a series of Dearborn, in particular, being the focal point for anti-Muslim bigots to protest Muslims in the United States of America.
Did it surprise you how nasty it was?
No, it didn't surprise me at all, because I've actually been eye and ear witness, and I was on the scene years ago again when Pastor Jerry Jones came in town, and I saw something that was very similar. There were people who actually got arrested in the process. So, and there were guns that were carried then as well. So, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. What kind of did you receive any calls from people being threatened? Anything? Did your organization receive anything?
Well, our office in particular was threatened. We more than once actually had to contact law enforcement for threats directly to our office. And unfortunately, anytime that there is a high-profile issue that takes place with Muslims in America, be it protesting the genocide in Gaza, when there was the comments that were seen as being controversial by Mayor Hamoud, where that prolific anti-Muslim bigot came in front of the city council and Mayor Hamoud scolded him, to even this recent fiasco that took place as far as the protest that escalated. Our office gets threats, and then also our Islamic centers get threats. There actually was a person who was just arrested, last week, who had threatened the Islamic Institute of America, based in Dearborn Heights. Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, when these high-profile things escalate and get on right-wing media in particular, it results in, not only insults, but also, threats of violence against our community.
Is that what prompted this time? It was the exchange between Mayor Hamoud and that individual?
Well, it seems to be that in this particular media wave, it started with the honoring the publisher of the Arab American News, Osama Sabani, with the street side. That garnered attention from the right wing, and then that got on, stations that are the usual suspects and on blogs. Then it transferred over to that individual making comments about Mr. Sabani in the Dearborn City Council, which Mayor Hamoud responded to. Then there was complaints that followed from that about the adhan, the call to prayer, being called at Masjid Salam off of Schaefer, and then the expansion project in which the adhan is planned to be called at the Majma, at the Islamic Institute of Knowledge.
Knowledge,
also
yeah,
off
yeah,
of Schaefer. Yeah. So it's a sequence, but in effect there's four things, but the genesis of this recent hate coming to our community started with the street side honoring Mr. Osama Sabani.
Yeah. And I like to mention that this is something that the county did, not the city. And these people
Correct.
choose to go to the city council to does it surprise you these things take place?
Not at all, because the Dearborn has been smeared for a long time. Wall Street Journal a little over a year ago, called Dearborn, the jihad capital. There's been for a couple of decades talk about Dearborn being a no-go zone or being under the Sharia law, and other claims are false, such as women who walk the streets without hijab get spit upon, which is completely false. So that these things are long-standing tropes that have been peddled from the New York Post to Wall Street Journal, Fox News, Newsmax, News Nation. Take your pick. Besides, podcasts and bloggers, unfortunately.
Yeah. What for those who don't know what Sharia law is, could you explain it to us? I mean, I think there's some confusion there.
Well, Sharia, literally linguistically, it means a tariq ila al-ma, and this means a path towards water. But when we look at it in the operational sense, it is the sacred law that Muslims strive to live by to please God. And there is no one strict codex called Sharia. However, there are different schools of thought in that they have something called fiqh, which is a type of jurisprudence, and there's differing amongst the different schools of thought, and even within the same schools of thought. But in essence, Sharia in America, or the Islamic sacred law in America, is not substantially different from Orthodox or conservative Jews as far as regulating their diet, like eating meat slaughtered a certain way, not eating pork, not having cross-contamination. It regulates, who can be married and not be married. Similarly, Catholics have Catholic canon law, that regulates certain things about their life regarding morality, but it has nothing to do with the imposition of force or compelling people to follow something that they do not believe in. And that's probably one of the biggest lies that have been told. So, and ironically, some of the same people who smear Dearborn about being under the Sharia, they themselves follow Jewish law or Catholic canon law themselves, which is religious law. So, and they don't they don't see that as being against the Constitution. Well, Muslims who do follow these laws aren't trying to override the American Constitution or the Michigan Constitution, and it's unfortunate, but it's also like comical how uneducated these people are speaking on this topic that really they have no business speaking about.
Yeah. Overall, the reaction in our community has been level-headed somewhat. Recently, though, what was the reaction and what role other people should play in this?
So, our community has been pretty good, and even going back to Westboro Baptist Church and Terry Jones, 99.9% of our community never goes to confront these individuals. Just like with Terry Jones and the burning of Quran, actually was people outside of the community who were not Muslim, no Arab, nor even Dearborn residents that came as a counter-protester. So when Terry Jones came, there was what they call themselves an anti-fascist group called BAM, By Any Means Necessary, came to protest, and there was people outside of our community who escalated that. Similarly, this counter-protest was led by people outside of our community. They organized it. But what happens is when people in our community, some of our young men, see a scene, they come to video record and join the counter-protesters. And then the initial protesters, they come here looking for a response to try to prove their point. So unfortunately, when some of our people join these counter-protests, that they actually give the protesters exactly what they want. And that's the real unfortunate part. And this is why, even with this recent protest, we urge people through our social media and email to stay far away from it and don't go. But, and the vast majority of the community stayed away. But unfortunately, there were a few young men that went, and they were involved in the escalation.
Yeah. Have we had? Has anybody had any talk with these groups? Next time not to do that.
Well, these groups, they don't talk to our community. They don't come here. They have their own agenda, right? And I would just say to people listening, keep in mind that this has always been an issue going back to the civil rights movement, that there are peaceful protests or peaceful movements, and there are rabble rousers that infiltrate these, and sometimes these are agent provocateurs or informants that deliberately come to stir up chaos and to then cause a scene to derail movements or to make the community look bad. And I'm not saying this as conspiracy theorists. If someone were to look at the history of the counterintelligence program in America, to different marches that have been infiltrated around America, in New York City with, Wall Street Journal, Black Lives Matter in various cities. This is something common where there are informants or agent provocateurs who infiltrate these things. And I would not be surprised if there were people who came with bad intentions to provoke a response. And unfortunately, because some of our people are gullible, they joined in and gave the response that provocateurs sought to solicit, and that's the reality.
Yeah. Final thoughts. What people, what you recommend the community should do?
Well, what I would say the community should do is two things. Number one is that the next time a group of people come like this to our area, that people should proactively in their households. It's not just the job of a sayyid or a sheikh in the masjid. We know the majority of Muslims don't go to Salat al-Jumu'ah anyway to hear these messages. But in households, parents, older brothers, siblings should have conversations with people in our community, and particularly young men, because our sisters, mashallah, they don't go out and get involved in these things, to encourage them not to confront these people, that they're not doing a service to Islam or to Muslims by confronting people coming to our community, using profanity, and getting involved in physical altercations. As a matter of fact, they're doing harm to the community. So I would say that needs to be done in households and in people's own networks. And then the second thing I would say is that we need to go on educational offensive and to stop being defensive. We need to educate people more about what are Islamic beliefs, what is actually the sacred law and its objectives. And I think that if Americans would know more information about this, that it would at least break through stereotypes at the least, and at most, it may actually give them a good opinion about Muslims and Islam. So I think we need to stop being so reactive.
I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Dawud Walid, Executive Director of CAIR, Michigan Chapter of CAIR in Michigan. If somebody needs to reach you for any reason, what's the number to reach you at?
So people can reach our office at 248-559-2247, 248-559-2247. That's our office number. And we have our website, cairmichigan.org. There's a way of submitting an intake on the website, or someone can call. And again, if it relates to discrimination based upon religion or ethnicity, it could be at the workplace, it could be harassment at the border, which of course is a long-standing problem of Muslims and Arabs being harassed at the border. It could be someone getting triggered unjustly into deportation proceedings, school bullying, those type of cases, we urge the community to give us a call.
Mr. Walid, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
ألو.
صباح الخير حماتي، بدي اشكي لك انه من يوم ما زوجي اكل عندكم اخر مرة ما بقى رضي ياكل من طبخي، كل يوم بيطلب اكلة رز من عندكم. كرمال الله خبريني شو السر.
بسيطة، هذا رز محمود سيلة.
بجد؟ وشو المميز فيه؟
عدي على أصابعك، سهل الطبخ، حبة طويلة، ولونه الأبيض الناصع بزين أي سفرة.
وشو كمان؟ شوقتيني.
ريحته بتفتح النفس، وبناتي ما بيستعملوا غيره لأنه خفيف على المعدة وبيخليكي نحيفة يا بعدي.
أيوة هلأ فهمت. الله يخلي لي إياكي يا حماتي، صار لازم بدل لرز محمود.
الرز محمود سيلة، كل حبة نختارها بعناية من حقولنا الغنية لتصل إلى مائدتك العامرة. اطلبيه الآن من أقرب سوبر ماركت لديك.
رز محمود صحي وطيب.
Lead is invisible, but the dangers are real. Michigan's blood lead testing law aims to help identify exposure to lead in young children. All children should be tested for lead at ages 1 and 2. If they've never been tested, they should get a test by age 6. To help your child stay healthy, talk to their doctor about a blood lead test or visit michigan.gov/myleadsafe. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. As a result of a car accident, you may become unemployed. As a result of a car accident, you may need a lot of medical treatment. People think that insurance companies are on their side. Why? Because they're giving them 1 or 2 benefits. Are they giving them all the benefits they deserve? How would one know unless you consult with an attorney? Call the law offices of Jumana Kiruz at 248-557-3645. 248-557-3645.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with US Arab Radio. I want to thank Mr. Walid for being with us. This is something very important, and I hope that our community will take note of this. There's always going to be somebody who is going to complain and we don't like the way they do it, and we don't like a lot of things. But, there are 2 issues here. First, no matter how extremist, vile, whatever it is they are, they have a right to do whatever they want to do. This is America. It's a free country. Okay, our community needs to understand that. And is it fair? No, it's not. Is it legal? They're not breaking any laws, these guys. They're coming in to protest. Let them protest, okay? This is based on either motivated by politics or ignorance, and whatever it is they're motivated on. Let them protest. It's their right to protest. So stay away. Let them be. Just ignore them. They're coming here to draw a reaction out of you. Don't give him that chance. Do not give him that chance to get a reaction out of you. Do not give him that chance to really, just force you to do something you don't want to do. Don't do that. It's very simple. Ignore them. Let them be. Give them water. Give them food. Show them what Islamic values are about. And, there are a lot of stories about in the old times when the Prophet, people used to bother him. He just used to bless them and move on. This is exactly what they're coming here for, to get a reaction out of you. Don't give them that pleasure. Also, the groups who come here to, create videos and stir trouble so they can raise money for whatever causes that they have. And you're helping them by going out there and trying to give them a reaction they want. So do not do that. Just ignore them. Go on with your day. Go on with your time. And it's something very important. We need to understand that. 2 things. Again, these people, we may not like what they do. They have a right to do it. Okay, and if they violate the rule, the law, the police will take care of them. Don't worry about it. It's not your job. It's not your job to really go out there and counter protest. And I understand people get upset when people vilify their beliefs and their religion and their community, and it's a brutal attack. And unfortunately, one thing I like to see is. One thing I like to see is other Christian groups have coming out there and saying, we don't believe in that. We believe in coexistence. I don't see that. It's unfortunate. So hopefully one day they will, and we all be all together, to combat this. These people do not represent Christianity, do not represent Judaism. They represent themselves, and then they have a right to be there. Just let them exercise their free speech, okay, and just go on with your day. I don't wanna really belabor this issue, but it's very important for people in the community, in the Arab American and in the Muslim community in Michigan, just to ignore them. As simple as that. Just ignore them. Don't give them the pleasure of drawing a reaction out of you. Just ignore them. Just don't go there. They're not coming to your home. Just don't go there. Tell your children not to go there. Tell your groups. And I'm sorry that the community really didn't hold a meeting ahead of time and warn everybody just to ignore them. It needs to be a little bit more organized than it is, because you never know how this escalates. We don't need any problems. These people coming in to create problems. Don't give them a chance to create a problem. Again, they have a right to be there. They have a right to complain. They have a right to, so don't give them that reaction. It's really unfortunate that, we continue to do this. And this is the lack of civility, because there's nothing wrong with having discussions. There's nothing wrong with talking, learning, exploring. These things happen when there are ignorance. Are they free to do so? Yes, they are. Is it appropriate? No, it's not. Freedom requires responsibility, and I don't see any responsibility here. Okay. So please do not engage these guys at all. Don't go out there. Just let them be. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Tired of the complexities of immigration? Haunted by the threat of deportation? Struggling to reunite with your family? Have you ever dreamed of living and working legally in America but don't know where to start? L. Sharnobi and Associates Law Firm, a leader in immigration and naturalization law, offers you legal support across the United States. We specialize in asylum, deportation defense, green cards and citizenship, family reunification, all types of immigration visas. Don't wait any longer. Contact us today and let our expertise lead you toward a secure and stable future. To schedule a consultation, call us at 313-581-9666. That's 313-581-9666.
Arab Center Washington, D.C. was established in 2015 to serve as a Washington-based authoritative research center on the Arab world and U.S. policies in the region. My name is Khalil Hachem, and I'm the Executive Director of Arab Center, Washington, D.C.
I am Tamara Kharoub. I'm the Deputy Executive Director and Senior Fellow here. Our mission at Arab Center, Washington, D.C. has been to provide Arab perspectives to U.S. policy conversations and to highlight rights-centered approaches to policymaking as a way to serve the causes of human rights, democracy, just and peaceful resolution to conflict, and constructive long-term U.S. interest in the region.
Our work also addresses fundamental aspects of U.S.-Arab relations through timely and objective academic research, policy analysis, and educational exchange, reaching millions of people here in the United States and around the world.
Since our inception, we invested in producing reliable, evidence-based, and inclusive analysis on important issues shaping the Middle East and North Africa.
We would like to invite you personally to check out our publications and events at arabcenterdc.org.
And please follow our social media platforms for timely responses to news, events, and current affairs.
arabcenterdc.org.
Life for Relief and Development has now been rated as one of the best charities for humanitarian aid. Life's humanitarian projects span the globe, and Life is celebrating its 30th anniversary of providing essential life-saving aid to people and communities in 36 countries, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. Where there is life, there is hope. And when disaster occurs here or around the world, including being one of the first responders to the Turkey-Syria earthquake crisis, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. We are looking to help the earthquake victims, and we take 0% overhead on emergency donations. So please help improve these efforts. Learn more about our involvement to help the helpless and bring hope where it's needed most, and make your tax-deductible donation to Life for Relief and Development now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. That's 248-424-7493.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. We're going to move to a different topic. And recently, the Feds dropped interest rate by 0.25%. I think they did it before. This is the second time they do that, or the second or third time. Anyway, and we wanted to. One thing about interest rates is very important is that it really affects everything we do as far as borrowing, whether we're buying a home, credit cards, buying a car, and then getting any loans. So and then this is the interest rate that banks charge each other, or the government charges banks, and then on top of that, banks add their own charges to it. But this is the base of lending and charging, and we wanted to discuss how this would affect the market, and we asked our friend Brigitte Jaward-Hachem to be with us this morning. Good morning, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Khalil. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you. And the other reason I wanted to be on the show as well, because you have a new book coming out on mortgages, and we're going to talk about that. First, let's talk about how has the interest rate really affected mortgages, and where are we these days?
Well, Khalil, interest rates are hovering on the 30-year fix. They're hovering around 6.25 to 6.3 today. We anticipate lower rates in the next month or two, but as you see, things fluctuate a lot. It has been fluctuating. About a couple of weeks ago, we were down to like 5.9 on an average. We're up to about 6.25 now on a 30-year fix. So we're going to see a trend of a quarter up, a quarter down, and until hopefully it goes down further after the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Has that really helped the market, or has it not really had a lot of effect?
Not really, not
very
much.
Small...
We've had the staggering real estate activity the past 3 months, and it hasn't affected the market much. No, maybe just a little bit, but not much.
Yeah. And why is that? Is it because it's small, or are there any other reasons?
Well, economically, there's a lot of factors going on: unemployment, inflation. Properties are expensive, affordability. So there are lots of factors that are affecting demand. And surprisingly, there's less supply, but they're just sitting on the market. And there are some properties out there that are going faster, and some are just sitting there. People are just waiting for the rates to go down, or waiting for foreclosures to happen for them to get a better deal. Not sure exactly what's happening at this time.
Do you think the prices are still high? I mean, maybe the prices need to come down a little bit.
The prices are high due to demand and supply and inflation. Going down, as you know, you're also in the real estate industry. We've seen like maybe a 10% decrease on some prices, but nothing like drastic like we had in 08, 09, of course not. But as time goes by with inflation, everything goes up, not just houses, properties, cars, even like the cost of living, everything goes up. So it's normal for inflation to go up over time.
Sure. You know, if somebody needs a home, regardless of the rate, they need to buy a home. They need to get a home because you can always
definitely. And
later
I say
on.
this every time we talk. I say this. The important thing is you find a property. You need a home. Worry about the rates later because those rates, they go up and down. I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and I did mention this before. When I first started, the fixed rates were at 10%, and it was norm back then. They went down to the 2s and 3s a few years ago. And we got used to that. We got spoiled, so 5 and 6 doesn't sound appealing, but with time we get adjusted to that. And there's always chances of refinancing. Important thing is you get the property that you want because that's where you're going to be staying for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. The average rate normally in normal times is about 5, right?
Well, at normal times, they average between 4 to 6. That's the norm over the years.
Yeah.
5 is still okay. 6 is still okay. I mean, we had 7s and 8s last year, which was did affect the market. And I'm hoping that we do get lower rates in the next few months coming up. So it gives people a chance to move forward and buy their homes or refinance, whatever is going to fit their needs.
Let's move to a more exciting news, which is your new book, and which will be coming out tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, as expected. It's already published. The expected timeline is tomorrow. It is going to be on major platforms globally, Amazon, KDP, Barnes & Noble, and other platforms that are out there. It is very unique, one of a kind.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, it's a very unique, one-of-a-kind book. As you know, I've been in the industry about over 30 years, and I've had experiences with global mortgages and financing. In addition to that, and with us getting into the digital world, the name of the book is Metaverse and Mortgages, a journey towards global mortgages in a digital world. What it does is it reveals how mortgages evolve from paper applications and banking offices into global digital ecosystems shaped by AI, blockchain, and virtual platforms. It explores the evolution of mortgage systems from automated underwriting, land registries, mobile lending, and metaverse. So the metaverse is a digital world, and it coexists with the physical world. It's very exciting because I dig deep into different mortgage products that are offered everywhere in every region of the world. I also get into reverse mortgages, Islamic financing, and it's very interesting. It starts with how things started with just a pen and paper and ended up with the internet and digital, and how an underwriter would physically look at a file in the early ages, and now a computer determines with the algorithm who gets approved and who doesn't based on numbers and code.
Sure. Why did you write it?
I looked everywhere. I was doing a research on since I'm very knowledgeable in the finance and mortgage field, and I did not find a book like it that covered details of how this industry evolved and details of it covering different regions of the world. So I split the regions into America, North America, South America, Canada, Australia, Europe, Africa, Middle East, and every region has their system. It's very summarized because I don't want the readers to be bored with it, but some informational. It's good to know a lot of products that are out there that people were not aware of. It's more informational. It could be used for professionals in the industry, the new generation. It gives an insight to the generations of what thinking forward of what's and living in the metaverse of the future world. So it's kind of a generational thing that will capture the attention of the old, the new, the present, and the future.
Very good, very good. I'm so excited about reading it, and you kind of touch up on that, but I want to ask you again: who should read it? Who should buy it?
I did analysis on it, and it is general audience, professionals in the industry, academics. It's really geared towards every single person, from someone that's just learning the industry, or someone that just wants information, or even academically, it might be adopted as one of the models. All depends on the interest of the institutes out there. But it is a one-of-a-kind book. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about what the feedback would be, because I would like to, Metaverse and Mortgage will be a platform for future editions in different subtitles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So this subtitle is a journey to mortgage, global mortgage systems in a digital world. The next subtitles will be what will be of interest to the general audience on what information is needed, what's missing, what are the gaps that I can fill in with my experiences and my knowledge. And words are powerful, Khalil, and knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
It's, yes.
Yeah. And where do I find it?
Hopefully tomorrow. I mean, it was published yesterday. They do say it takes 2 days. It's supposed to launch tomorrow on all major platforms like Amazon, KDP, Barnes & Noble, and some other Ingress Park, all other global platforms. It is available in ebook, hard copy, and paperback. And
good.
I'm looking into probably doing some audio supplies as I see the demand for it out there.
Was it a lot of work?
It started a few months ago, and I figured this was needed. I've been thinking about it for a long time. It did take about 6 to 8 months to put together. It is not a large book. It's a medium-sized book, because I do not want to bore the readers, and just rich information. It's got a lot of information that will be very interesting to the general audience, or somebody in the industry, or someone that wants to learn about the industry.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about your background.
My background, personally, okay, so I was born and raised in Sierra Leone, West Africa, Lebanese originally. I came to the U.S. long time ago, about 40 years ago. My background is in finance, computer science. I have certifications and licenses in both fields, the real estate and mortgages. And I like to help people. I believe that we should all help each other in many ways. and have the human element in us. Because nowadays it's all digital and computer. And this book does talk about that no matter how much digital or computers are out there, there is always going to be a need for the human element.
If somebody, how long have you been in the mortgage business?
I've been in the mortgage business since 1990, 35 years.
Wonderful.
I was actually a pioneer.
If somebody,
yes, I was actually a pioneer back then, and I was the first person to open up a mortgage brokerage in the area that we're in, and one of the first people in Michigan.
Yeah. What's the biggest challenge for somebody trying to get a mortgage these days?
Well, mortgages have guidelines, and the good thing, first it was credit-driven score, like conventional mortgage, you have to have a 618 score, and recently they've taken the scores away, which is very interesting. I think that's going to be a game changer. So credit scores are a major factor, number one. Number two is employment, at least 2 years of employment. They're standard guidelines. There are some ways that they can eliminate some of the conditions, but the general guideline is credit score, income stability, and debt duration. And of course, the property has to appraise. The purchases. Sure. So it's going to vary from one individual to the other, and you have to know how to package it where a buyer gets approved or borrower gets approved, because sometimes the automated system, a borrower will input information in that will actually affect the approval. This is where the human factor comes in. So actually look at these numbers and look at these facts and package them in a way where they are acceptable and approved.
Mm-hmm. If somebody has a question in regard to the book or mortgages, how can they reach you?
The book, on the book site, my email is there for contact info. On the phone, you can be reached I can be reached on my mobile at 313-825-4187. It's 313-825-4187. But please don't call me after midnight, though.
At a reasonable time.
Even though, Khalil, we're always on call. If it's either the real estate or the mortgage, and people think we're 24/7. We are probably up on the phones all night, but we will respond accordingly.
Sure. Again, the book is Metaverse and Mortgages, and a journey to global mortgage systems in a digital world. I can't wait to read it. The book is by Brigitte Jaward-Hachem. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, and good luck, with the book. And the book is launching tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I just want to add, this book is unique, original work. I did not get any help from anyone. It was all from the heart. Of course, we use research and technology to help and assist, but in general, it is my work.
Yeah. Well, good, great job, and congratulations. This is really great news. I can't wait to read it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
And thank you for all the audience. Have a great Friday.
Thank you. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
With more than 30,000 successful in vitro fertilizations, IVF Michigan is now ranked as one of America's best fertility clinics according to Newsweek magazine. IVF Michigan fertility centers are the recognized leaders in high-quality fertility care. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 9 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. A founding member, American board-certified Dr. Nicholas Shama, is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. He has performed over 20,000 successful IVF cases, and it's helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. When it's time to get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at one of America's best fertility clinics, call IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio at 248-487-8084. That's 248-487-8084.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Najee Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Najee Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Najee Abood, 734-744-9796.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. As a result of a car accident, you may become unemployed. As a result of a car accident, you may need a lot of medical treatment. People think that insurance companies are on their side. Why? Because they're giving them one or two benefits. Are they giving them all the benefits they deserve? How would one know unless you consult with an attorney? Call the law offices of Jumana Kiruz at 248-557-3645. 248-557-3645.
Established in 2015 to serve as a Washington-based authoritative research center on the Arab world and U.S. policies in the region. My name is Khalil Hachem, and I'm the Executive Director of Arab Center, Washington, D.C.
I am Tamara Kharoub. I'm the Deputy Executive Director and Senior Fellow here. Our mission at Arab Center, Washington, D.C. has been to provide Arab perspectives to U.S. policy conversations and to highlight rights-centered approaches to policymaking as a way to serve the causes of human rights, democracy, just and peaceful resolution to conflict, and constructive long-term U.S. interest in the region.
Our work also addresses fundamental aspects of U.S.-Arab relations through timely and objective academic research, policy analysis, and educational exchange, reaching millions of people here in the United States and around the world.
Since our inception, we invested in producing reliable, evidence-based, and inclusive analysis on important issues shaping the Middle East and North Africa.
We would like to invite you personally to check out our publications and events at arabcenterdc.org.
And please follow our social media platforms for timely responses to news, events, and current affairs.
arabcenterdc.org.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Brigitte for being with us. I'm always excited about new books, and I love books. It by virtue of what I do, and in general, I just love books, and I encourage you to take a look at this one and support each other through books. You know, when somebody writes a book and then we go and buy it, we signify support because we want people in our community to be successful. And the best way to vote of confidence into what somebody is doing is to buy their book. You know, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a paperback, whatever it is, you know, and if you know somebody who needs it, you can buy it and gift it to them. This is the holiday season. So this is a great way to do that, which is go ahead and buy the book and show your support to people in our community. This is how they become successful. And this is a great book, and it talks about mortgages and talks about lending and talks about other things as well. So I'm excited to read it. I also want to circle back to, our first discussion. I want to thank Mr. Walid for being with us. And I urge the community, please do not be drawn into these events where people come in to protest Islam and Muslims, and just don't do that. Don't go. Just let them be. They have the right to do that. Let them do whatever they want to do. Don't give them the chance. They're coming here to draw a reaction out of you. Don't give them that satisfaction. So I hope that you do that. You tell your children not to do that, and just ignore them. Go on with your day, and then ignore them. Finally, before I only have two minutes left, I just want, as you well know, I do work in real estate to make money and provide for my family, because journalism doesn't really pay the bills. So the market is still very good, whether you're buying or selling. And if you need a home, you need a home. You need to buy a home. This is a good time to buy a home, because the prices are even though they're still a little bit high, but we can negotiate. We don't have that rush that we used to have a few months back. So we can negotiate with sellers. If you need a home, it's very, you need a home. You need to get a home, and then don't worry about rates. Rates drop later on, you can refinance. But this is, because when rates drop, the price of homes go up if there's more competition. Right now, the prices are good. If you need a home, it's a good time to buy. And if you're looking, I have a few homes for sale in the Warrendale area in Detroit. If you're looking for investment, these are really good investment homes. I have 3 of them. And, a friend of mine asked me to put one of his homes for rent, and I put it yesterday for rent, and I got so many calls. It's unbelievable. There's a huge demand for rent in that area. And these homes are very, very, very nice, ready to go, and they've been taken care of, and there are 3 of them, and it makes a really good investment. Homes are not expensive in that neighborhood. They're either under or a little bit over $100,000 each, and they yield between $1,200 and $1,600 a month. It's a good cash flow if this is something you want to get into, and they don't require a lot of maintenance. Give me a call, 313-819-0101, if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in other selling or buying. Give me a call, 313-819-0101. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and safe weekend. It's just the holidays coming up, so happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mike, for great production. Thank you for everyone on the show, and thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye now.